Alright, now, here's my list about the top 8 wrestlers that would be and what their superhero or supervillain will be. Now, these will be from both DC and Marvel, okay? And I will explain why exactly I chose these characters to be these wrestlers to be these superheroes or villains, okay? Now, first off, let's address the elephant in the room. It would probably have to be Mr. McMahon as Lex Luthor. Both are pretty much like they're both a very wealthy man, and they both have a lot of power, and that's really it. Because I think like they're both rich, they both have a lot of power in them. Because as you know, money equals power, and Lex Luthor is kind of like Vince McMahon in the same way that they own like a large portion and kind of decides what goes on in their company. And if somebody doesn't like what they're doing and if somebody doesn't like their boss, which would be Lex Luthor, he would just fire them. And like Mr. McMahon's classic line, "You're fired." Now, another one would have to be Brock Lesnar as the Hulk. Now, you might be wondering, well, why Brock Lesnar as the Hulk? Isn't he kind of like a bad guy? And you're correct. Reason being that Brock Lesnar is a bad guy already, you know. But if you get Brock Lesnar mad, then he just gets. He's kind of like the Hulk. When you get mad, he gets stronger. He gets powerful. He'll toss you around. He will throw you across the room by just lifting his finger, like some sort of Dragon Ball Z character. Like he will beat you up without having to like move. Like he'll just be staying in one spot and he'll like smack you and you'll go like flying. And they both have the potential to destroy pretty much almost everyone. Like when they get mad, like Brock Lesnar is strong, right? Imagine what he would be like mad, which is kind of like the Hulk. Like you know, like when he turns Bruce Banner turns mad, it's kind of like the Hulk. You know, like he turns into the Hulk. He gets mad. He gets stronger. And he turns into almost unstoppable. That is. Now, another one would have to be. I'm gonna have to lead this down to two wrestlers actually, because they both were kind of similar in a way to this, like, I guess hero slash villain. So it's gonna have to be Stone Cold Steve Austin or also The Rock. Let me know like which do you think would probably fit better, because I think they're like kind of one the same. They both kind of fit with this character, and I just couldn't decide. So Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock as Deadpool, both would be mercs with a mouth and pretty much say what they want anytime they want, and no one can stop them. And when they talk, they are probably the loudest, meanest wrestlers that just go savage when talking to other wrestlers in the ring. And also, when they do end up fighting, they do not only good, but they win most of the time. They win, they beat their opponents, kind of like Deadpool would, you know? Like, and they're pretty much, I guess you could say, are unstoppable in a sense, but they're like both really good on the mic. If Deadpool was say like a wrestler, I'd say he'd probably kind of be like Stone Cold, you know, like rebelling against like the bigger authorities and pretty much just being like a loudmouth person, which I kind of like. Now another one would have now the next one would probably have to be John Cena as Superman. Now now you're probably gonna be saying like, what? Why John Cena is like Superman? You know? Well, think about Superman. He's pretty much good, and he's pretty much just like everything about like Superman's good. Like anything he does, Superman's kind of like a good guy. You know, he does whatever he can to save the city, beats up anyone he has to. Kind of like John Cena. Like if somebody poses a threat to like someone that's a friend of John Cena's, he will go in on him. He will save the day, and not only that, but he's kind of indestructible. Because I mean, face it, when you go against John Cena, unless you're Brock Lesnar or somebody huge, you're probably gonna lose. John Cena's probably gonna end up crushing you, like no joke. Like unless you're Brock Lesnar or the Hulk or I don't know, some kind of mythical water lizard monster thing. Anyways, now you're probably this one's kind of like controversial, I guess, because it's just like my opinion. And if you don't think it's right, then tell me what would you think this character would be? Probably be Randy Orton as Batman, and the reason being would probably be because Batman is Batman's kind of like the opposite of Superman when you think about it. Like he's bad, he's richer, I guess you could say, in a sense, and also Randy Orton. I always viewed Randy Orton as kind of like a rival to John Cena in a way, which with Batman v Superman, it's kind of like saying like John Cena and Randy Orton both clashed a bunch of times, kind of like Batman Superman did recently in movies and comics. And Randy Orton, I've always viewed like as an opposite of like John Cena. Like take John Cena, like no tattoos, perfectly good guy, and then you transfer over to Randy Orton, like a mean wrestler. Well, not maybe not mean in real life, but you get what I'm saying here. Like mean as like his character. He's mean. He has all these tattoos, really tough as well. And if you've seen them fight, you know that it's whenever they fight, it's a pretty good match. Like not, I'm not even gonna lie, it's a pretty good match. Like now, the next one would actually have to be The Undertaker as Ghost Rider. Now you don't know who that is or have seen the film. Ghost Rider. I kind of want somebody to be like The Undertaker, somebody who's either like can't die, because if you face The Undertaker at if you've seen any matches of The Undertaker at WrestleMania, except for maybe like the 2 times he lost, he kicks out of everything. Like, no matter what, it's just like, oh, sweet chin music and pedigree, kicks out of that. Steel chair to the face, kicks out of that. A bunch of spears, kicks out of that. Like, nothing can stop him. Oh, crashing through a table, kicks out of that at WrestleMania. No problem. At like 2.5 or something like that, out of 3. Now, the Undertaker, they're kind of like both in the sense that they're kind of like the devil, sort of. You know, like they're kind of like the devil. Like, Ghost Rider is kind of like this demonic thing. He has like a skull and it's like on fire, which would kind of be similar to like what the Undertaker is. You know, like he's this undead. I don't know if Ghost Rider is like undead, but if not, he just looks like he's undead. You know, like a skull means anything that's undead, but still. And that's, I think, like it. Just because they seem like they both kind of like rise from the dead, somewhat like demonic. I guess like you could like also like see him as like Kane. Like I guess Kane could be Ghost Rider because he does like more fire than Undertaker, but let me know if like you think it would be like Kane or Undertaker, okay? And I'm just gonna see. I created a list, so let me just see what else I had. Oh yeah, these. So I'm gonna have to put Hulk Hogan as Captain America. Now Hulk Hogan, he is like the American symbol. You know, like he's the symbol of all things American. He's very similar to John Cena, only he's just like I don't know, he's just like more American, and I think like lots more Americans remember him as like beating some kind of like foreign wrestlers or championships and stuff. I'm pretty sure. Plus, Hulk Hogan is literally just like I think like sometimes he'll. I remember like one time I think it was like on promo for like a game or something like that. He was carrying like an American flag or something. I don't know. Either way, he's just kind of like an all-American dude, you know. And let's see. Oh yeah, Dean Ambrose. Now Dean Ambrose, I would feel like would be the Joker. Now, this is like excluding kind of like rivalries, like, oh, if Randy Orton's Batman and then Dean Ambrose the Joker, but those two don't really, like, you know, fit well. Well, it's just like a thing, you know, like, we're not gonna count that as if, like, oh, if he's a villain, then he's that, because, you know, that just doesn't work out. If you have somebody else that'll probably be more fitting, just let me know. Dean Ambrose and the Joker, they're kind of like insane, I guess you could say. Like they'll do like anything. Like they'll take any damage. They'll do whatever it takes to win, and they both have some tricks up their sleeve, you know? Like the Joker might all be laughs, but I mean, when it comes down to like crazy in terms of Dean Ambrose's character being like the insane asylum thing or whatever it is, they're both really similar. Like they're both crazy people who are kind of, and they're not like, and plus like you could use someone like Goldberg because they're both crazy, but Goldberg just doesn't have the same body structure as the Joker. Whereas Dean Ambrose, you put like some face paint on him, you could probably end up making him look like the Joker, at least a little bit. At least have the face paint down. Let me check my list real quick that I made. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know, like, what other heroes you think, like, what other wrestlers or actors or whatever people would be similar to, like, superheroes or super villains. So just let me know, and as always, and make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll talk to you all later.